Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to V-Speed as we are getting ready to crown a champion here in the late model series. I'm your host tonight, Eddie Smith. I got Jacob Linke in the booth with me tonight, and I hope the stream's going okay. I don't know. Everything's acted up, but it must be as we're getting ready for a fantastic race for tonight. Heat race getting ready to go off. Qualifying is over. Jacob, how you feeling about the race tonight?
For the finale.
Well, Five Flags is an incredible track. It's really fast. It's really fun. I can tell you that. I've raced this a few times. It's probably one of the better short track races. So what better way to crown your champion than here at Five Flags? And Jacob, have you ever raced here at Five Flags?
I've not bought the track today, but I was here in 22 for the one time that SRX was. I left before Helio Castroneves climbed the fence right in front of where I was sitting, which I kind of regret, but that put on a barn burner of a race. It's the home of the Snowball Derby. You gotta love late models here.
Well, I'm excited to get this thing going tonight. It's all about the championship forward, a little bit different as we're going to have, heat races going into features, so it's going to be very, very important that these drivers can get this done. As you take a look at your final four, it's Duncan, Craig Bontrager, Jamie Lipke, and Wesley Burke going to be fighting it out for the championship tonight. And apologize for the slow start and a little bit of the chaotic stuff as the stream was having some sort of issue. We're finally getting it going here. We're going to calm down here and get ready for some racing. It looks like we are good to go. We got heat number 1 underway, 2 10-lap heats, and then a feature 40 laps with a full invert, Jacob. That's been going on all season. Has been really, really exciting.
Yes, indeed. Something important to note. The only one of our playoff drivers that is not racing in this heat right now is Wesley Burke. They're sitting P1. Duncan, Bontrager, Lipke all made it into the feature, and we're going to get ready to go green here shortly.
Yeah, green flag out. Wesley Burke out to an early lead with Bryn Smith, Skylar Daly side by side into turn number 1. And Wesley Burke doing exactly what you got to do. Get that track position early. If you are new to this type of racing, I can tell you as Corinne Smith gets right through the back bumper, Skylar Daly gets it a little bit loose in the 71 of Daniel Parks, flying through the air.
Up in the air, getting contacted by the 44. Caution is out for the first time here tonight at Five Flags.
Let's go on board with Daniel Parks as we watch him kind of fly up into the air. And then we'll go back and see where the contact happened, but I just want to see him kind of shoot up. You can see get through the corner just fine, a little bit of contact, and then once he gets hit, boom, right up into the air. Yep. Big problems, as they say.
It pushes up out of the corner. You see him running that bottom line. He's got the 999 to his outside, just taking it all the way down as low as you can get it, just pushes up on exit of turn 4 into that car, spins him around, gets hit by Noah Hoeggaard, and then gets T-boned by the 44 after.
Yeah, that's the 44, David Huff. That's one of our sim rig drivers. And so he's out there trying to get that thing loaded up. These are big old cars. They're hard to stop. But yeah, that was just a situation where Kevin on the outside kind of didn't go all the way to the wall, and I think Daniel was probably expecting that, and they come together. So I think racing incident for sure, but they're able to get this thing going. And I do believe, Jacob, that in the rules for these late models, and we're going to find out now before I say I'll wait for them to cross the line, but usually cautions don't count. We'll see if that's the case here. It is the case. So cautions don't count. The laps don't count under caution, excuse me. So if they have cautions, they'll lock them down, and actually it could be a detriment because you could pass 8 cars, and if the caution comes out, it will revert to that previous lap. So going to be important how that plays out, and that could play a big part of how this championship, especially in the feature.
Yep, and it could also be a positive in that you're given an opportunity to re-rack, restack. Okay, that run didn't work out. Yellow comes out. We're back to square one. I could take a different line through the corner. I can try and wrap it around the bottom on this guy that I tried to wrap it around the top before, and just get yourself in a good position to keep going.
Absolutely. Well, the pace car lights are out. We're going to get this thing back rolling and get this thing under green, try to get this heat done, and we'll see who moves on to the feature. The feature is going to be 20 drivers, and so far out of this heat, I think there's only going to be 2 heats. I think everybody will go to the feature. So these are sort of like practice races, Jacob, where you have to really put in the time here, find what's fast, if you get on the track and it's not working, well, you got to figure it out quickly and figure out what the other guys around you are doing and try to mimic that, push that into the feature, because once the feature gets going, you don't have a chance to learn. It's a 40 laps and this thing's over. So if you're in the championship hunt, you got to be ready to roll and figure it out once you get into the feature. Wesley Burke doing a great job of that right now, out front by almost a second.
Yeah, full second. Over 22 is Skylar Daly fighting with Kevin Calkins for that 3rd spot. It is a benefit to run in the pack like this in the heat, because in practice everybody's all spaced out. And if you're the top 6, you're getting a good view of what's going on with the different drivers around here. A lot of these guys are going to be wanting to fight for positions once we get the feature started.
On board with Kevin Calkins as he made that contact with the 71, but did not let that affect him, as now he is trying to make a run here for second place. Skylar Daly has held on to that this whole heat, but now is under fire, and Corinne Smith all over the back bumper of Kevin Calkins. So this is a nice little 3, almost 4-car battle with Stefan Wagner behind him, just kind of waiting on somebody to mess up. But Five Flags, such a racy track. There's a lot of these short tracks that are just so daggum hard to race around, but Five Flags just offers so much with that extra little bit of banking. It makes the car feel fast, but you have to drive down to the corner, let it roll through the center, pick up that throttle, and carry it all the way. And you can see Kevin Calkins doing a good job of letting it roll through the center, but he's actually getting on the gas a little bit too much, letting the rears kind of slide out from under him. And you can see that car just a little bit kind of squiggly as he's on the brakes really hard, got that brake bias turned down, trying to get that turn into the corner. But you can see it kind of binds up on exit, gets a little bit loose, and he's not able to hang on to it. White flag is out for Wesley Burke in heat number 1.
Wesley Burke out to a 1.5 second lead off of turn 3 into turn 4. Wesley Burke is going to be your heat 1 winner. Moving on to the feature is going to be everybody in the field, as we are going to have, I believe that is 9 plus 6. It is a 15-car feature race for 40 laps.
Well, Heat 1 in the books, and it was exciting. I mean, this has been an exciting series all the way through. It hasn't been broadcasted. I know, Jake, you've been excited to get a broadcast, and so we're really excited here on V-Speed to get it done, even with the issues, and we finally got this thing rolling. And we've got heat number 2 going in the books now. Well, this is weird. We've got a big old grid here for heat number 2. It's going to be a large field unless it goes straight to the feature, which I think it did. Yeah, we are right into the feature. So, all right, so there's your starting grid for the feature. Sedarius Days and Daniel Parks going to start 1-2. Alan Smith and David Huff going to be 3rd and 4th. This is an invert. And they got Noah Hogard, Skylar Daly, Stefan Wagner, Corinne Smith, and Kevin Calkins going to be your top 10. As I don't know if this is right or not. I don't know what's going on here, but something seems to be acting up with the way this thing is going. But we'll power through it. Carson Reed starting 11th, Lucas Lyons in 12th, Jamie Lipke in 13th, 14th, Craig Bontrager, Riley Duncan 15th, Chance Taylor in 16th. So,
yep,
that's going to be
a full invert. Yeah, we're going straight to the feature race because we didn't have enough for the second heat. Chance Taylor did qualify on the pole for that, and he locked himself into the feature, just locked himself into that position. It looks like he did not grid by the looks of nope, I'm mistaken. Sedarius Days did not grid because he did not participate in the heat race. So everybody that's lined up where they are is where they're supposed to be, and we got all 4 of our playoff drivers going to have to fight their way through this field to get up to the front.
Yeah, Riley Duncan all the way at the back. Craig Bontrager right in front of him. Jamie Lipke right in front of them. And then you got Wesley Burke, which is going to start the furthest up in 10th position. So it is going to be something special to watch. Who can get up through the field the quickest? Because working through traffic is going to be huge. You don't want to get stuck behind somebody, and if that happens, you might see your championship just drive away. So moving through the traffic, moving through the maybe a little bit slower drivers in their minds, you're going to have a little bit of patience though. And these guys up here battling it out for a race win. So 40 laps in this feature, and we're going to find out in just 40 laps who's going to be the champion of the Goat Locker Racing Late Model Series. Pace car is off green, flag is out, and a great start for Alan Smith as he is able to, he almost beats Daniel Parks to the line, as I think he was maybe the de facto leader since Sedarius Days did not take or not able to grid. So Alan Smith going to take an early lead as they clock over to lap number 1 as somebody's going around. I think it's David Huff, and collects a couple drivers. Jamie Lipke involved, one of your playoff drivers.
Yep, David Huff goes around there, makes contact with the 16 to Jamie Lipke, and that is going to be a very early issue for a lot of these playoff drivers.
Yeah, watching kind of what happened, you can see David Huff, new to the service, really just trying to navigate this traffic, gets a little bit loose, comes back up the track, and I didn't really see what happened to Jamie Lipke. I didn't see any contact, but let's go back and see what happened to Lipke in that number 16 paint scheme. Obviously, he does get a little bit of net code contact there. It wasn't even close, but Jamie Lipke goes around, as that brings out our first caution of the night. Jamie Lipke going to go down pit road. You have to be careful in these short tracks going down pit road, as you don't want to lose a lap. So I imagine I don't think there is a faster pair in this series. So Lipke going to go down pit road and get a little bit of damage fixed before the field comes back around. But sporting that Greg Biffle paint scheme, and if you didn't hear about it, Greg Biffle today passed away as Jamie Lipke is going to go a lap down, I do believe. But horrible accident this morning involving Greg Biffle, and so a little memorial paint scheme there for Jamie Lipke.
Yes, indeed. We have a few drivers sporting a banner in support of the family and Greg having lost their lives today in the plane crash in Statesville. It hurts to lose somebody who was coming back into the spotlight to be a force of good.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers with their family. Just a disaster. There's no good way to talk about it. You just feel for their family, and just such a tough time right around the holidays, which doesn't matter, but it is something that just makes it even worse. Just unbelievable. So anyway, getting ready to go back green. Alan Smith with control of the restart. Jamie Lipke able to get out of pit road. Is going to keep the lap because the yellow flag, the laps don't count. So Jamie Lipke able to stay on the lead lap. Got about a minute 17 worth of damage. So still in it. And Skylar Daly gets a little bit loose and more contact. Another
heavy contact. That's the 09 of Wesley Burke and Corinne Smith involved. That's another one of our playoff drivers.
So problems early for these playoff drivers, and it doesn't surprise me one bit watching the 09 here as you see the 10. You're going to watch Skylar Daly is going to get a little out of shape right here, trying to check up. When that happens, Wesley Burke into the back of Corinne Smith, and it's sort of a train cars kind of catching up, and they all kind of run into each other. I don't really see that much damage, though, on the 09 or any one of them. Just kind of light contact and went around.
Yep, the body damage isn't going to affect him too bad in the early going here. You see Lipke pulling back down into the pits to get some more damage fixed. That's two of our playoff drivers going down to get damage fixed under the yellow. caution flag after 4 laps, and we're only just getting this one started.
Yeah, a lot of people in chat helping us out with the whole do the laps count, and it looks like you can. You're locked in place once the yellow flag comes out. So these guys can sit here and get as much damage as they need fixed, as it just kind of messes with the scoring. I think the short track stuff, our theme maybe needs a little bit of work for some short track stuff apparently, because Jamie Lipke going to the top of the board again as they're on pit road, but Alan Smith holds the lead now. But these playoff drivers, while it's helpful to be able to get that damage fixed, I mean, they're constantly being caught up into issues that it's making it harder on them, because they're having to go to the back every single time, and they only have to keep pushing forward. That track position's too important to keep losing it over and over again. So if I'm one of these playoff drivers and I'm trying to win the championship right now, I'm just taking my time, one at a time, trying to avoid as much as possibly as I can, and just be patient. Try to make my way up to the front. Now, if you do have contact issues, it's nice. Caution laps don't count, so that's helpful. But I don't know. That track position is going to be hard to find.
Keeping it clean, keeping it green, keeping the these tires are designed to go a long way on these late model cars. We're doubled up again with Alan Smith going to be leading the field off to green with Noah Hogard to their outside. Saw them get caught up in a crash in the heat race. Back under green, Alan Smith gets a good jump with Hogard putting to the outside.
Yeah, great jump, but Hogard trying to make it work on the outside. Going to lose a little bit of momentum from middle exit. That allows David Parks to get down to the inside. Alan Smith now controls the race, but man, I tell you what, Daniel Parks rolled the centers really, really well there, and he's going to be fighting for the lead in just a second.
Yes, indeed. Right on the back bumper, Alan Smith got a little contact, pushes his way to the inside, got a nose in, diving down to the bottom into turn 3.
Daniel Parks making it look easy, showing that he's the man right now as he drove right under Alan Smith, and both him and Hogard made it look so easy. Now he's going to take the lead. Now Riley Duncan, the driver of the year, in my opinion, is now all the way up to that 5th position, slowly making his way towards the front, 3 wide, going under Alan Smith along with Skylar Daly, and there's your championship. Starting to make his way to the front. Bontrager sitting in 6th, just a couple spots back. Jamie Lipke and Wesley Burke all the way at the back with their troubles. So right now, Riley Duncan driving up through the field. And, we kind of talked about it. We're only going to say it once, but we're going to have to mention it. Everybody's going to roll their eyes. But as far as I know, Jacob, it hasn't changed. Riley Duncan on a controller.
Yes, indeed. He has been this series' boogeyman since he showed up. I think week 3 of the spring series. He had already burned his drop races. 6 wins in spring, 6 in the fall. His top 5 percentage, 64% of the 28 races that we have run, he's finished in the top 5. I think that's the highest average in Goat Locker.
Yeah, incredible stuff. The only series he runs here, I do believe, is the late model. So he is definitely one tricking it around here, but for good reason. Caution out, though, on
back
the
up to
speedway.
yellow.
Yeah, Corinne Smith sitting backwards on the front straightaway here. Take a look at the replay, see what happened. Got the 09 of Wesley Burke behind her. Alan Smith just struggling there on the outside. Started on the front of this field, now all the way to the back. Wesley Burke going to dive down to the inside, and Corinne Smith kind of closes the door, and man, Wesley Burke didn't appreciate it, just pushes as she gets a little bit loose in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, that wall pushes out a little bit on the exit of turn 4, and I think nobody really I think they thought they had a little more room there to push Corinne up the track, but that is just an unfortunate contact. Another hit for Wesley Burke. They got an EOL earlier.
Yeah, and that's, I can definitely see where this is happening. I mean, I'm watching my competition go up there and take the lead, and I'm still way back here. I've got to go. I don't have that much time, and that's exactly what that is. That's that that impatience. As you feel like your championship is starting to fade away here, and starting to push the issue there, and that was definitely what happened there. Is I think Wesley thought he had the inside track. Corinne Smith kind of covers it on the entry, and then I think Wesley was just like, okay, I'm just going to push you now. So, yeah, kind of tough deal. Wesley Burke on pit road getting damage fixed, and you see Jamie Lipke still trying to get some of that damage fixed from that earlier race, and just trying to survive here. So not halfway. Caution laps don't count, so we still have a lot of racing to go. But so they're trying to get all they can fixed up now while these caution laps don't count. But man, I tell you, it's not looking good for Lipke and Burke.
Well, they have the benefit of time. They have 2 tire sets to work with on top, or like they have one in the pits on top of the ones that they had on the car to begin with. All the time in the world to fix their damage. Get down there, get your damage fixed, get your mind right, work back up the field once we do get back to green. I think this is going to work to their advantage.
Yeah, and I think the field size being only 15 drivers, that does make it a little bit more manageable. If there's 30 drivers, it'd be a totally different story. So I think you're absolutely right with that. Riley Duncan, though, now with the lead. Daniel Park's going to be outside of him. Carson Reed going to be there in third place in that number 2. And green flag is out. Riley Duncan not playing around. It's time to go and try to go get that championship. And Riley Duncan's going to take the lead. Carson Reed going to follow him into turn 1.
Yep, Riley Duncan back out to a blistering start. Carson Reed, somebody we haven't talked about a lot in Goat Locker, actually races late models in real life. I believe he's the brother of Chance Taylor, who we've seen a couple of times throughout a lot of the series that we run here. Has a lot of real life experience on late model in the late model car and on tracks of similar shape and size to this one, as we are going to be back under yellow once again at Five Flags.
David Huff around again on the racetrack. Let's go back and see what happened. Oh, and there's a little bit of extracurricular activity after the fact. We'll watch that here as David Huff just gets out of shape, comes down the track, and makes contact with Wesley Burke, who is having a nightmare of a last couple laps. And then we'll watch this here as Wesley Burke, showing his displeasure, goes up, and a little door tag there as they continue to kind of fight it out. You can see Wesley a little bit nervous about some retaliation, but temper's starting to flare here. I like it. You can kind of feel it. This championship race bringing it out of them.
I drove in this series in the spring, and I was about to say, you can't be doing that. This is a professional series. I am guilty of that exact thing in the spring, because there was a lot of people that rubbed me the wrong way. I rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but this is probably the best series to do it in, because these cars are durable. These cars are designed to be able to take a bump on the rear or keep the nose intact from a bump and run on the front. Yeah, it's going to do a little bit of damage in the long run, but it's best to get it out now while we're under caution. Nobody's going a lap down. Everybody's able to go and get their damage fixed. Just cool your head. You got upwards of 25 laps to go once we go back green. Just get back in it and get going.
I'm not going to lie, Jake. It feels good to spin somebody out here on iRacing. You don't worry about getting somebody hurt. And if they race you really tough and they race you bad and they don't, right there, that was just David Huff, kind of getting out of shape and coming down across the nose of Wesley. But, that's one fun thing about this series. You can really push somebody around and not wreck your own race. And it's the purest form of racing where, look, you're going to race me good. If not, it's going to be tough on you, and you can really push somebody around, be a little aggressive here, and that's why we love short track racing. I mean, Bowman Gray wouldn't be anything without the ability to kind of wreck somebody. So these short tracks are legendary for a reason, and that's why. Green flag back out. Riley Duncan continues to hold the lead. Carson Reed going to be a challenger as you see the battle for third place is Craig Bontrager. On the outside, not really able to get anything going, trying to get back down to the bottom. He's one of your championship 4, but Lucas Lyon now down to the inside as, I My goodness, kind of got out of shape there.
A couple of people pushing up into the corner there. Lucas Lyons getting past the 49 of Bontrager. Lyons, another mainstay in a lot of the series that we run in Goat Locker. Looks like he's drawn at the wrong number on his car as opposed to the ticker. He's the 17, not the 18, as he's trying to track down Daniel Parks for third.
Yeah, on board with Craig Bontrager is trying to find that little bit of extra. He's going to have to find a lot more extra because last lap, Riley Duncan a 16.9, Craig Bontrager a 17 flat, as he is just trying to keep him in the view as caution back out on the speedway. And I do not know who it was for. I think it was for David Huff again as he toes back to pit road. We'll go back to see what happened here on the V-Speed replay. David Huff just struggling with this car, it seems like.
Yep, and that's to be expected. It's a little bit difficult to get the handle on. Just loses it out of the corner, tries to get it up through the grass, ends up spinning himself around. And the leader's coming up through there again, just through the caution, just in case. So the everybody got it back down in time.
I got to tell you, it's so easy for me to see somebody, struggle like David Huff and be like, man, come on, just keep it on the track. But, man, I remember being on iRacing for the first time, any kind of sim with a wheel and pedals and trying to learn, and it's harder than it looks. These guys make it look easy. Every single week we watch these broadcasts and we watch these guys race and go after it. And this is arguably one of the harder forms of racing because these cars are not locked down, Jake. They kind of, they slide on entry. The way these cars are set up, they kind of go down in the corner and they're almost just leaning on the right rear already. And then you're sliding through the middle of the corner. I raced in a late model league one time. I can't remember what can't remember the name of it. It was a big boy league, and they had open setups, and we would go down to the corner, and we would just hook that left front on the apron, basically, and you're wrecking all the way through the corner. So these things are a lot harder to drive than, say, the Next Gen or even some of the big Cup cars, especially the GT3s. So these are not easy to jump into, and it is so difficult to come in here and especially racing around other cars and keep these things under you. It definitely looks like these cars are not just planted to the ground here tonight.
Yes, indeed. You look at the Cup cars and the Xfinity and the trucks, and you notice a little bit of asymmetrical body work for just the purpose of getting better aero through the corners. You look at these things from the front, the whole damn thing's damn near sideways because of how they're built. To be able to push into the corner, you got to focus a lot more on throttle control in order to keep it straight. Be able to diamond the corner a lot more. It's a lot easier in these cars, but it's also a lot easier to spin out. As we're going back green once again, Riley Duncan pulling out to a massive lead.
Yeah, that throttle control, big, and that's why we saw, people spinning out light contact when someone makes contact from center exit and somebody spins out. Well, it's because you are so on edge that little bit of contact sends the car around. So these are some of the hardest. Daniel Parks gets way out of shape there. And there goes Bontrager, drives it in there. And what a save by Parks as he keeps it going. Bontrager said, excuse me, I got a good championship to go win.
Yes, indeed. And that's put Parks all the way back past Skylar Daly. The 17 of Lucas Lyons just tucking in behind him. Daly moves up into fourth.
Well, it's going bad to worse for Wesley Burke. Still trying to work on some damage. Currently has a black flag. I'm not sure what for as Kevin Calkins moving Corinne Smith out of the way. What is going on, Jake? It must be a full moon in Five Flags tonight.
This is one of the no holds barred series. It's why I wanted to get this one put on TV so bad. A lot of these drivers, they run into each other throughout the week, and this is one of the few places where you can actually give them a bump, not completely ruin their race, and actually be able to push. As we see one of our championship drivers pulling into the infield, and they have towed. Wesley Burke has called it quits.
Yeah, Wesley did not serve his black flag, and he was asking in chat to to get it cleared. So I would be curious to hear what it's for. What was the black flag for? I don't know. Is there an incident limit in this series? I'm not sure. That would be something cool to hear from somebody else that knows if there is one. But Wesley Burke did not serve his black flag, and he is disqualified, and that will be the end of his championship run.
That is unfortunate. One of the favorites to be able to run a good run in the last 3 races, including a win, really turned it on late to get a seat in the Final Four, but just not to be tonight.
Yeah, Wesley lost another championship similar way earlier this week, so Wesley not having a great start to championship week is actually had a equipment issue in the, I do believe, the ARCA series. I can't really remember exactly where it was. It was either ARCA or a Sunday night, but either way, it's so frustrating to have it happen that way.
And it is unfortunate. Tell you who's benefiting from the long run that we got going on right now. That's the 16 of Jamie Lipke from the back of the field at the beginning of the race, pushing their way forward all the way up to 5th right now, trying to track down Lucas Lyons.
Yeah, and we're running out of time. I mean, it's a great time to start to get back up towards the front, and hats off to Jamie for pushing through that issue and getting all that damage fixed, and now making their way into the top 5. However, 4 seconds back from Riley Duncan, and only 10 laps to go in this one. It's not over for sure. A caution or two, maybe get a couple cars on a restart. You're in sort of range. I don't know, Jake. If you've never had a championship before, how much are you willing to rough somebody up for one? I'm curious about you. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are, but I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. First championship you ever got, you got a green, white checkered, and you got a shot, maybe make a little contact, get that thing. What are you doing?
I'm going to take a page out of Levi McCarty, out of Joseph McWhorter, out of Mark Whitley. Whatever it takes. If I'm in a position to put myself on the top step of that podium for a win or a championship, I'm gonna push you to the edge. I'm gonna run you as hard as I can until you back off or we both wreck.
Yeah, it always depends on who the person is too, right? You know, I'm always thinking, would they do that to me? You know, I would imagine a lot of times it's yes, and so I'm going to make a little bit of contact, and we'll see what happens. But I like it. I think you got to, if you're going to try to win this thing, if you're going to take it away from Riley Duncan, I think you're definitely going to have to put a little bumper to get him out of shape, get him uncomfortable. See what that controller can do when you're doing a 4-wheel slide. It's really test the controller limit.
Well, we're back up. We're down under 5 laps to go here. Carson Reed falling back by about a second, far behind Riley Duncan, making his way into 3 and 4. Clean track ahead. No issues ahead for Riley Duncan as he tries to bring this one home.
Yeah, and this is working out like it should, I think. Riley has been, obviously, the class of the field all season. These guys have a lot to learn from this 97 machine, and, you know, to come home with the championship, I think, is exactly what should happen. Riley drives up to the front, does it cleanly, doesn't make any contact with people, respectful driving, gets up to the front and just drives away, and he's just 3 laps away from being crowned the Fall Series late model champion.
Yep, and that's what experience gets you in terms of running with these cars as opposed to a lot of the other ones we run that have a lot more give to them. If you're a specialist in something like this, you're going to be damn good. As Riley Duncan takes the white flag here at 5 Flags.
One more lap to go in this series. One more lap to go for Riley Duncan down the back straightaway at 1.2 second lead. Comes through turn 3 and 4 off of turn number 4. Checkered flag. The camera bulbs going off in the background. And Riley Duncan is going to take the win here tonight. And he is going to be your champion in the Fall Series.
7 wins on the season, 1 more than he had last year. Our second back-to-back champion of 2025. Jeremy Gardner got crowned yesterday in the Next Gen Series back-to-back spring and fall. Riley Duncan with the clean sweep of the late model series, and I couldn't think of anybody that could have beat him.
Yep, obviously much faster than everybody else. It's a clear difference in speed, and so definitely well deserved. Let's take a look at your results, see where everybody finished here. We'll get the interviews, talk to our champion and our top three, and we'll see what everybody's thoughts are. Riley Duncan comes home with the win and the championship. Carson Reed, great drive here tonight, up 9 spots to second. Greg Bontrager, one of your championship four, solid night, made his way up to the front, and just didn't have that little bit extra that he needed, but up 11 spots to finish in third. Lucas Lyon comes home in fourth. Jamie Lipke, another Final Four driver, great recovery. Obviously, would love to have gotten the championship, but this is a night that you got to be proud of. You're the 16, which is, you fight hard. You go and you have trouble early. You're fighting. You try to stay in this thing. You're hoping for a caution. Doesn't come out. You come home with a fifth. That is the way you fight to the end, because you just never know what can happen. So congratulations, Jamie. Great finish there in the top five. Skylar Daly comes home in that sixth position. Kevin Calkins in seventh. Noah Hogard in eighth. Stefan Wagner in ninth. And Corinne Smith in 10th.
Alan Smith going to finish P11. Daniel Parks, after some early contact, pulls it back into P12. Chance Taylor didn't get a good run tonight after running the pole, finishes P13. Wesley Burke, unfortunately, having been disqualified. David Huff finishing in P15, and Sidarius Days was our race control for the evening.
Well, all right, well, let's get our champion in the booth and talk to him. Riley Duncan, this Eddie and Jacob in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, congratulations. Fantastic season. Unbelievable drive tonight, and you were the biggest mover, and no surprise there, but you were able to get through the field without much issue at all. I'm not really going to talk to you about this race. Fairly pedestrian race for you. You were clean, you kept it clean, and you got up to the front. You won the race. But talk to me about this season. What was this an easy season for you? Was it difficult? What were the highs and lows that you can remember from this season? And congratulations on the championship, by the way.
Thank you. I wouldn't say it was easy, man. Honestly, I like the full field invert. It makes it a lot more interesting. It was a lot of fun, honestly. I got a little lucky there though tonight because my computer crashed right after I finished my burnout. So
Well, hey, incredible stuff. 7 wins on the season. You average finish of third. But talk a little bit about the competitors that you had tonight. You had Bontrager, you had Lipke, and you had Wesley Burke. If you could kind of give me a good grade on their, because they were very strong. Had wins this season. What's your thought on maybe your competition here at the end?
Craig, honestly, Wesley, and even Jamie, they all put up some really good races. I mean, there's been a couple where I just I'm behind them, I just can't catch them. So I mean, they all put up great fights and put on good racing. So honestly, it was a really good series. I'm gonna be sad to see it go.
Yeah, well, hey, look, it's your fault. It's your fault for coming here whooping everybody's butt.
Is it?
No,
Is it
no,
my
no,
fault?
no, 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 no. I made that up. I have no idea. I'm not involved in any of those decisions at all. They wouldn't put me anywhere close to that. But hey, Riley, man, congratulations. It's a lot of fun to have you here. I love people who are good at what they do, and you are absolutely that at these late models. You kick butt, and you show that why this season, taking the championship, winning 7 races and maybe 8 now, and now you're the champion. So congratulations to you. Unbelievable job. And as always, who do you have to thank?
I got to thank PFD Motorsports for making an awesome paint. I got to thank Cuddy Speed Shop for anytime I run anything open, they always set me up for something fast. And yeah, that's about it. I just want to say thanks to you guys, of course, for always putting on the series. And I think I've kind of made. I mean, I run nothing on Mondays. You guys run ARCA cars, so I think I'm gonna hop over to the ARCA series just so I have something to still run. But yeah, can't wait to see where things go.
Well, we'd love to have you. There's plenty of room and plenty of series. Good Lord, we'd race 8 nights a week if the Lord would give us another day. Well, congratulations, Riley, on this championship. Go celebrate, and well deserved.
Thank you.
There is your champion and winner tonight, Riley Duncan. And I do believe Carson Reed is going to get caught up with Jacob Linke here.
Yes, indeed. Carson Reed, this is Jake Linke in the booth. You got a copy?
You got me?
I believe I saw you just joined the series prior to this race. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was in it a couple seasons ago and ran a couple ARCA and truck races and a little bit of late model, but I haven't been on in a while.
Yeah, busy with real life. I take it, teammate.
Yep, just about.
You put on a hell of a show tonight, trying to chase down Riley. He just had your number for a majority of this race. Started from the back, running through to the front of the field. Take us through that.
Well, I want to stay out of everybody's way because I ain't been running this season, but I felt pretty fast, so decided to go with it. But Riley, he's fast. I couldn't catch him at all.
Yeah, that's an admirable take to want to stay out of the way of the drivers that have been putting pedal to the metal all season. You did put it on second place though. Who do you have to thank to get you there?
Dam Printing and Promotions, V Speed, and Alexander PCs, and I want to thank Goat Locker for putting this on for everybody.
Yes, indeed. One of this, in my opinion, one of the best nights to be running. Thank you for your time, Carson. Good finish, and we'll see you next season.
Sir, thank you.
All right, that was Carson Reed, and I believe Eddie's going to catch up with our third place driver and second place in the championship, Craig Bontrager.
Greg,
Hey.
hey man, you've had a wild week, and I know you don't want to talk about one race, and I totally get it. It was my heart. I was gutted for you, but tonight you weren't able to get to Riley and get the championship. However, a solid race out of you, a solid season, and a second place in the champion, third in the race. Kind of talk about this season. What have you enjoyed about the late models, and maybe what extra did you need tonight to try to get Riley?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I love the Thursday night late models. I love this opportunity for the guys that are learning to come in here and rough it up with these cars or whatever. And I think honestly, that's kind of been my favorite part is just kind of running around these guys and trying to show them some pace, right? And then also just calmly working my way through the field every go, right? So I love the inverts. It's just kind of fun place for me to play around, and then and then started getting some speed. And I'm just I used to run late models a lot, but there's certain ways you drive this car that's different from the NASCAR ones, and I'm just not very practiced at it. So Duncan was just faster than us, all season long. I think tonight I was watching his lap times like a half tenth almost every single lap. He was a half tenth faster than me, and I think the only times we beat him is if he had a problem or didn't show up, right? So, but he was obviously, I mean, he's to me a ton too. I'm watching him in car, so I hope it's a good resource for the young guys or the guys that are learning, right? And that's been my favorite part about it, is just kind of how we all race each other and how this whole thing plays out.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there was a lot of hype going on from this series all season long. Glad to get to kind of watch the championship race. We don't get to see these races other than clips that people put together. So it's fun to see a full race. And you're right, that invert is a lot of fun watching these guys come up through the field. So, man, congratulations on a nice and easy race tonight. I mean, he had a little bit of damage on the right front, so he did make a little bit of contact, but they wouldn't put fenders on him if they didn't want you to do it. So, fantastic job all season. Way to come and bring it home second in the championship, third in the race. And the floor is yours, man. Who do you got to thank tonight?
Well, definitely shout out, congratulations to Duncan. I mean, he definitely was the champ this season. I mean, how many wins did he have? 6-7, right? But no, definitely Jam Printing Promotions, MK Fire Design, Sim Motion. You guys for sitting and coming to short track racing with us tonight. I'm looking forward to watching this one.
All right, well, there you have it. Second in your championship for Craig Bontrager, having a much better race than he did the other night, Jake. We called the race where he was sitting backwards on the track, watching his Final Four in the Sunday Night Xfinity Series just go away right in front of his eyes. So a much better race tonight to get that third place finish. But, man, that's going to do it for us tonight, Jake. That was a lot of fun. Tell me what your thoughts were.
My thoughts are, I don't think that we could have put together a better show for what it was. We had a little bit of a hiccup in the beginning. I had some video and audio issues toward the middle there, but we got it all we got it all bundled up. We got it all taken care of, and we had a clean run to the finish to watch a lot of these guys battle it out, and I couldn't have been happier.
Well, I appreciate you advocating for this series, trying to get a broadcast out there, at least a couple, maybe one. We weren't able to do all of them. But to be able to come and be a part of the championship race, it was a lot of fun. We get to showcase these guys' ability, and for better or worse, we get to showcase some ability, some, disability. I don't know, inability. I don't know what to say.
Rubbing the racing, man.
Probably should just stop talking. I don't know. But, hey, look, we love this series. Skylar Daly doing a great job. Everybody that has put a little bit of time in this. And, hey, look, we crowned another champion. Go Locker. Championship week. It's already been exciting. Already 3 champions crowned, 4 champions crowned so far. Tonight will be number 4. And we still got more to come. We got tomorrow night. We got the Friday night Premier Truck Series, Save 22 Truck Series to crown a champion. Saturday, I think it's already kind of locked up. But we're going to crown a champion on Saturday. And then we've got the Final 4 in the Invex Xfinity Series to crown on Sunday. So we've got a lot more racing still left to go, Jake, and I think it's only going to get better.
Yes, indeed. What a way to end it. I am so happy that we're able to cap off the season the way that we have, and it's like what better way to do it than to have 7 straight championship races broadcast on V-Speed.
Love it. Love it, love it. We can't do it without our amazing partners and sponsors. We're going to take some time. We got a little extra. This is a fast race, so we're going to jump right into it. Lincoln Tech, we're partnering with Go Locker, sponsoring the entire fall series. All of those races that you've seen this season has been sponsored by Lincoln Tech. What a great partner. Go check them out. If you know somebody that's looking to go to school, go to a technical school, get some training, go jump right into the workforce, Lincoln Tech is the place to go. We love Save 22. If you haven't heard me talk about them, I don't know. It's good to meet you. I hadn't seen you before. Save 22 at Save 22 Vet on YouTube. Save22.vet is their website. Go check them out. We got MK Fire Designs. We got Glove Station. We got Cruising Classics. We've got all kinds of Invets. How can I forget them? We got Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. We got Jam Printing Promotions, or as Carson Reed said, Damn Printing and Promotions. And that's kind of what I think about it whenever I go to the GLR web store, which is right here, by the way. Boom. Go check out. I think it's a little bit too late to get Christmas presents. I'm going to be honest. But maybe a late Christmas present. Maybe, I don't know, do we give presents out for New Year's Day? I don't know. But go check out the web store. Jam Printing Promotions has been a huge part of that, and they make high quality stuff. So go check them out. Really, really cool stuff. All our partners, all our sponsors, Pat and Jamie doing all the work. Everybody, all the race control, blah, 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 blah. We could go on forever of people to thank that do a lot of really good stuff. But, Jake, I want to thank you for being badass this season, doing a great job announcing, coming with all the information, and just kicking butt at calling these races. We could not have done great broadcasts without you, so I want to thank you as well. All right.
I want to thank you too, Eddie.
Don't thank me. Don't thank me. I don't need no thanks. I'm happy to do it. I love it here, and I love you guys for watching. Hope y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all tomorrow night right here on V-Speed. Go check out the team as they knock it out of the park with the Save 22 Truck Series. We'll see y'all later. Bye. All right, we're clear.